Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to another edition of Awesomecallstrading.com. Wow, what can you say about today? The setups were there. We had a mixture of some of the most fun trades. Not everyone could get shares, shorting, of course. But if you did have shares of Fabio and Mabio, today you would have made a serious fortune. And I want you to see how it was our number one pick today in the chat room on Mobio, and it was mainly a short. And I called this out to pop towards the 11 and then shred it to 5 once it topped off. I knew short, and I'll go over that trade. It was a great trade. You know what? Again, when it comes to small cap stocks, the difference between what I do and what everyone else does in their rooms is because I trade every kind of trade possible, from bios to mid cap, small cap, earnings, IPOs. Everyone knows the reputation of Awesome Calls Trading. Everyone knows we've been around almost 6 years now, chat room since 2014. Um, Everyone knows our reputation of being probably the most accurate chat room. And everyone knows how many chat rooms have come here. We have proven over and over who we are. And so, when you have a room like this and people come and go and people come in and they stay, I think our average person stays 3 to 5 months, and then um, we have quite a few that have been here for years. I mean, years, and we've had some for 4+ years in the room, and I'm honored, because when you find a home, and I was guilty of that too when I was in the chat room. Um, at that time, I felt it was the only room available that I could at least try to learn from. So I just got addicted to the room. And even though I lost so much money and I never really learned anything, I had that crutch, like I just couldn't let go of the room, and I was probably in it for 4 years. And and then I finally had to snap it and just say this doesn't work for me. And it wasn't back then. I've been training almost 16 years, and there wasn't a room like this out there, and there isn't one. And I think what it is once I started Awesome Calls Trading, I started to blossom traders that they came in here and they're like, "This is what I was looking for. I wanted someone to teach me the insights, not just the trade or the chart, because a lot of traders can come in here and they can read charts. They're very good at it. They're very technical analysis, and they're very good at it. But what what a lot of traders and a lot of day traders don't get in our business, and it's the truth. I mean, this is the solid, when you really peel off all the layers, the truth is they don't understand the move at all. They just listen to people say, this is going to go here, this is going to drop here, this is a short. Oh, look how much money I made. I made 8 grand, 15 grand, 100 grand, 30 grand, 60 grand, whatever. Everyone's got P&Ls all of a sudden just flying all over the place. But the regular day trader that actually day trades, either part-time or full-time or learning the game, he he's in some way, he or she is admiring that in their head, but their end result is they always say the same thing. I wish I could have done that. God, I mean, look how much money that person made. I wish I could have done that. But do you know why they didn't do it? And the other person may have, is because they didn't understand the trade itself. They didn't understand why a trade would come down. They don't understand the news. They just, day traders are so like, just tell me what to do and I'll click. Well, in this room, I don't want to just tell you what to do. I want, when I look at somebody and I bring them in and they're coming in from their first day, I'm thinking this person, this lady, this gentleman is a leader. They came to the best chat room in the world. I mean, hands down, there's nobody does what we do unless they came from here, and all they can do is they're limited because their time trading is only 2, 3, 4 years, so they don't really have the full on experience as somebody who's been doing it for 16 who taught them. So you're always going to get that you're good, but you're not AJ. I mean, you're good, but you don't know enough. You're still green. You've only been trading earnings for a year and a half. I mean, how much can you know? You don't know what the history of the stock. And then when you ask them, you know, him or her, like, hey, where'd you learn this? Oh, AJ taught me. So, it's like this is where you're taught. And what I really preach in here isn't just to execute the trade, it's to really understand the move. And if you do that day in and day out and really understand, and then you just wait for the setup and you execute it properly, that's when you get paid. And it doesn't matter. And I say this with all passion and compassion is you can be the best technical trader there is. You really can. You can like technical, you can look at it and go the VWAP and the EMA and it's going to hit here and hit that and yet. But if you ever take all that away and you say to yourself, why are you trading it? The first thing they would say is, well, because it's gapping up and it's in play. Boom. Why would you trade a stock that's not, right? And so what we have upcoming is earnings. We have more analyst calls. We're going to see analysts actually give upgrades before the move, before earnings. Do you know that I can actually find a stock, and I've done it many times, and this quarter I'm going to do it a lot for the people of Awesome Calls. I know a certain handful of analysts that will come out 5 days before the earnings and actually boost the stock. And those we will take long on a swing and play into the earnings. Because I can assure you, I've done my homework, and about 95% of those people are accurate. I've watched stocks pop 10, 15, 20 points because of the upgrades prior to. And then we just sell right before the earnings because the stock is already being moved up. Those are when you really get good at what you're doing. Okay? So today I'm just going to go over, 6 or 7 ideas, but I really want you, when you listen to this recap, don't just listen to it, just really kind of get involved in it and say to yourself, how did this trade develop? Because if I really understood it, I could be that guy making, 5 grand today, 4 grand today, 3 grand today, 1,000 today, 500 today, you know. And today you didn't need to be a gunslinger. All right. There's a lot of gunslinger chat rooms out there. They're just gunslingers. I mean, they just, they bet all of their life on a trade and hope it goes based on a chart analysis. But I don't want you to trade like that. I want you to get inside the trade and just understand the move and say to yourself, now I get it. Now I understand why this trade is the way it is and why it got set up this way. So we're going to start with now today with what we started. We on this 18th of this Thursday. Our number one pick was Mabio, and then we went into Stone, Skechers, Team, AGRX, which nobody trades but us. URI, Netflix, Boeing, Lumber Liquidators, Fabio, and CGC. Now, CGC I gave yesterday on a swing position, and we'll go into that. I had a nice analyst called a $70 price target, and voila, today they bought one of the largest California grown people, and the stock almost hit 48. And we were buying that up at 41, 42 and under yesterday. So you can imagine the great call on that alone. So I'm going to start you with Mabio. Okay, now Mabio. Now, one thing you have to understand about gene therapy, you need to write this down. Gene therapy is a short. It equals short. It doesn't matter, if it's got a positive report, it's a short. All right. But before it gets a short, you're going to get a squeeze. And why are you going to get a squeeze? Because the stock is sitting at $2 a share. And all of a sudden, because of gene therapy, it pops to 14, 15. It comes down, hits around 6 or 7. You know when the stock opens, you're still going to get shorts to squeeze the trade. Plus, you're going to get what you don't understand, and I'm going to go over this right now. The stock is gapping up 5. I believe the stock will hit towards 11 and then fade to 5. That is the trade today. The shorts are going to come in and they're going to squeeze it. And not only the shorts are going to squeeze it, I want you to look at something very carefully. And again, the why. You see how the last Just look at the last 10 days. You see this? There are a lot of shorts in here. So they're going to squeeze. On gene therapy, I already know the stock is going to come down. It's obvious to me. I already know you're going to get a nice gap fill, especially because of the gene therapy news. And then when I saw it hit after hours to 15, I knew. Like, okay, it doesn't matter what this thing is in pre-market, all right? When it opens, it's going to pop. Do you know why? Do you know why? Two things. The shorts are going to get squeezed because they got to get out. They're at 3 and it's sitting at 9. They're getting killed. They got to get out of it, so they're going to pile over each other. But do you know the other reason why? There's nobody going to buy the stock. They're not buying the stock. You see this spike here? These aren't buys. These are short covers, right? And you know what else they are? They're shorts buying the stock to build their position. Some started at 9, some started at 10, some started at 11 or 10:20. This thing could have kept going. And it wasn't that they were buying the stock, they were positioning themselves to short the stock. There are some traders that made over $50,000 on this trade today because they understood the trade. So what I did today is I told everyone, okay, first of all, you need to be careful. All right, because a standard day trader can't handle more than 10 to 15 cents. He's freaking out if it goes 10, 15 cents. So let me tell you, 75% of the day traders would not have traded this today because they're not used to a stock squeezing 50 cents, a dollar, a buck 50 to they're freaking out. All right. So 75% of day traders won't touch that. The other 10% out there that understand it, like a guy like me, if you have shorts, you go in there and you start to size in. You start with 1,000, 1,500 shares. Add, get yourself positioned because once it pulls, because it's going to pull, because it's gene therapy. Gene therapy is a short. It's like a collaboration. You need to understand that. All right. So once you understand why the stock's going to pop, once the lower low set in, you could have actually just avoided the whole short until it came down and broke the flag. And where's the flag? The flag is right here. You see how it held up right here? This is the pinpoint that a lot of traders could have just got in there and took it from 775. Now I have the stock going to $5, and I don't have any doubt it'll probably touch the 5 spot before the end of the day. But what I want you to understand was the news was pretty much bullshit. Number one, you have to get that in your head. There's certain news PRs that come out that is just pure bullshit. All right, and then from there, you have to understand why is it popping. Well, you have shorts that are going to cover, get out of the trade itself, and then you're going to have a pile of people going in and trying to get a nice short position and build a really good one. If shares are available, they will do their part to get as much as they can, and then you get the nice sell-off. And this is where the money is made. I want you to take a case in point. Let's say you had 4,500 shares, 5,000 shares short at 9, and it hit 7. You made $10,000 today before Easter. Let's say you had 3,000 shares short at $9 and it hit. You made 6,000 today. Let's say you had 2,000 shares short. You made 4,000 today. Now, if you waited till it hit 6, add another 2, 3, or 4, or $5,000 to your paycheck. But most don't stay the entire move. Most get out. 1, they start getting out. 2 points, they start getting out most of it. And third, they just move it down and move their stops. There are people that made some serious cash today on this. This is what they live for. You don't hear about them until they come in and you see it. For us in Awesome Calls, of course, I'm going to make this the number 1 pick because I have a lot of short sellers in here. I think a lot of people were a little bit scared to get in because they didn't know if the stock was going to ramp to 12 or 15 like it did. But this morning, I felt it would probably top at 11. And the reason is because I saw how it was trading in pre-market, and I also looked after hours where it peaked. So I felt, you know what, we're probably going to see 11 on it. And I swear, once it hit through 10, I thought, oh, here comes the 11. And then once it pulled, it was done. And then right here where it broke this flag, that 9 spot, 880, that's where you really, and they started really adding 250,000 shares, 440. The shorts were just really piling in at that point. Because then you have the secondary shorts. You have the ones that understand the moves, so they're in here and they're adding here. Then you get the ones that are a little not as so to speak educated, and then these people will add into these positions, and then the newbies will come in and start taking the short here, and that's why you get so much volume. Nobody is buying the stock. There's no buyer in this stock. Okay, it's just for pure short position. And if you understand these moves like this, you can literally make over $100,000 to $200,000 a year day trading if you understand the move. All right, and I'm sure people are going to put in a middle finger here and say this is the FU trade. This broke the death zone, the dead zone, and all these other things to try to make it sound so much more than it is. It's not. You just trade the news, understand what it is, and know that the stock's going to gap fill. Now, you need to be in a room that's going to guide you to tell you where to start covering, what to look for, and where the stock should settle. And that's where a professional day trading room comes in. And how are you going to learn that unless you're in the right environment? Okay. Now, not everyone could short this stock this morning. All right. A lot of people didn't have shares. So a lot of you just sit there and watched. But watch for the reason that eventually that day will happen for you. I'm going to give you another one that we did, Fabio. Fabio followed Mabio. Now, Fabio owns 38% of Mabio. Okay. So to me, when I looked at this stock and I saw where it hit at 425 and then it hit 3, came all the way down, I looked at it in pre-market and I said, you know what? I don't think this is going to go more than 2.5, maybe 3 tops, and it's going to fade all the way back to 175 and under. And that's what I said. All right. Again, because you're trading with someone who's been doing this for 16 years, I can literally just look at the stock and within seconds determine the range of the stock, where to start building a position, where it's going to stop, and where to add, and where it's going to come down to. Now this one, yes, could you, once it broke this flag of 230, 225, that's where you really build a nice $6,000, $7,000, $4,000, $3,000 position. You're not going to get as much because I already told you the stock is going to go to 175 and grind out. Okay, so you're only going to get 50 cents, but in that 50 cents, you're going to get. Now, what you want to be careful on these type of trades is you don't want to get greedy. You don't want to keep going back in. Once you hit it and make your money, get out and be done with it and learn from it, and then just watch it trade out and be proud that you executed it the right way, and then move, when it happens again, you'll be ready to go. But this time you do a little bit more size. The problem with people today is they get greedy. Once they make that hit, they want more, want more. I watched a trader today who's dying to be green, finally gets green, almost $200, and then just, I told him not to get in it. I begged him to leave it alone, and he went right back in it, and he lost all of his money. And I could actually tell you where the stock was going to pump. And you don't want to do that. You have to stop doing that. You have to stop and respect your money and have gratitude. So on Fabio, I basically said that the stock is going to pop at the open and hit $2.50, maybe 3, and it's going to come down to $1.75 and under. I already gave you where the stock is going to stop, where to add, and where to execute and where to cover. And I gave you the reason why, because it's moving on Mabio news. So now you follow the stock. Ding, 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 ding. The market opens. Boom. Where did it stop? See where it stopped? $2.50. See it? $2.49. Stopped. And where did I say it would go? $1.75. $1.75 is right there grinding. It hit $1.65. I didn't need to impress you. All right. I don't need to go through all that. I don't need to sell you special DVDs and why this worked. And I see people do 50 different types of videos on something like this. And in us, this is just another trade. This is number 12 of 14 in our room. All right. Then there's the CGC trade. Okay. Now, yesterday, Bank of America came in and said, we value the stock at $70 a share. We think things are happening. It's the leader in the industry, yada, yada, yada. So yesterday, when the market hit, uh, I was telling traders start buying the stock at $42 and under. Now, what happened was the stock was gapping up to 43.50. I told everyone short the stock and take it to $42 and under. When it hits 42 and under, start buying. I said to buy the 45 and 50 calls. The stock will go 45 to 50. I must have said it 100 times. Okay. And today, all of a sudden, the news came out. They were buying one of the largest weed companies out there in California or United States. Well, that's huge news. So it halted, made its move, and the stock hit almost 48. Now imagine if you would have been an option trader and you bought 10 contracts, 20 contracts, and you believed in what I was saying to buy 45 and 50 calls. Imagine in one day your paycheck. You would have made enough money to trade. You wouldn't have to trade for the rest of the week. All because I took the time to understand the trade. I told you the reason. I told you the analysts, which a lot of you don't play analyst calls out there that are not in our room. And I understand that because again, your people are not educated. They don't have, they don't have the tenure to be able to educate you in a trade like this. So they won't give it to you. And so you won't get a trade like this. All right. But if you're in a room that trades everything, imagine being a part of this and you're an option trader. You could have literally made $10,000 on this trade, depending on how many contracts you bought. And believe me, 50 calls were pretty cheap yesterday. All right. But there they were, right in front of everyone. If you trade equity wise, yeah, you would have had hold overnight and you got lucky. I mean, who knew they were going to be buying it? Maybe the analysts knew. Who knows? Who cares? I mean, the stock went to $48 a share. I mean, are you kidding me? In one day of a swing idea. And Palmer, thank you very much for your words this morning. Palmer he made a comment like, I got no words for what you just did. I'm going to give you Netflix today. Ali, those were great calls. Going to take profits from a small account. Great. I look forward to your webinar today if you haven't already done it. I'm sure that we will be mentioned quite a bit. I'm really happy for you. Ali's one of our great traders in the room, and he's on a $500 challenge, and I believe his $500 in 15 days already made over $500. So today he made $177, and he was stoked. Anyway, Netflix. Now, Netflix to me, after yesterday's sell-off to 350, I was looking at it and I said to myself, you know what, this is going to make a nice move today. And you could see how yesterday it went from 373 down to 350. And then this morning it was kind of just grinding. And I looked at it and I said, you know what, I bet this stock, if it pulls 350, 351, we can go long. And I guarantee the stock will hit 360 today. I think it's going to come back at least 10 points off the bottom. It's just something I saw. I didn't think it would go down to 340. There was no reason for it. I did not call for a short. I was very, very adamant that it would be a long and it would go to 360. It was just something I saw in the trade itself. And I looked at it, and again, I don't need chart patterns or VWAPs or EMAs. I don't need channels. I don't need to, an engulfing triangle and a camel head and shoulders. I don't need that. I just need a blank screen, and I can look at it and say, this is where it's going to go. The difference between my trading and a technical trader, and this is where a techno, maybe a lot of trolls and hate come from, is you hate what you don't understand. You hate a guy like me. The traders that played with me love a guy like me. The trolls and chat rooms that are outside here hate a guy like me. Because how can a guy say Netflix is going to pull to 350, 351 and go to 360? Who the fuck has the balls to say that? And then put it in writing. Okay? Well, I do. Okay? I do. And I do it every day. So here's Netflix. I have one more day to play in it. All right? I think the stock's gonna. I would nibble some short, have room. I think the stock will come down to 350, and then it'll do a bottom curl. And I think if the stock hits to 360 today, let it set up, harder the pull, better the range to the upside. You see that? I did not say short the stock. I did not say the stock's going to go to 320. I did not say the stock's going to 310. This is what people pay awesome calls for. Why do you think we're called awesome calls trading? Why do you think? All right. We're called that for a reason because we know where the stock is going to go before. Why? Because we're experienced. We're professional day traders in here. The mods are all pros. I'm just one of the mods. Okay. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm more experienced than Jenny. I'm more experienced than Palmer. I'm more experienced than Dark Side. I'm more experienced to Fire. But in this room, when I look at something, I have this gift where I can just look at it and tell you exactly because I feel the market. It's not just the range of the stock and what it's going to do. I actually look at the market overall and say, today we're going to have an upside move, just like Boeing. Today we're going to have an upside move. See it right here. Should have a nice move to the upside, right? I didn't say should it be an all-day sell-off, right? So today I said Netflix buy at 350, 351, and the stock will go to 360. So if you came in and you're an option player and you bought 360 contracts and bought a dozen of them, you made your money for the month just by being in this room. This is why you'll see a lot of chat rooms that came from here use the same call and start putting out the same, and they go, look how great we did today. But they just have to look at our list, and that's where their call comes from. They didn't come up with themselves. Ask them how they derived from that. They'll just give you all this bullshit. Well, the VWAP on the EMA, and I just thought it would break out. Bullshit. You just saw his list and said, oh, it'll go 360. Why don't you be fucking own it? You can't trade your shit unless you're trading with him. Okay? And here it goes. Here's the pull at the open, just like I said. I said it would go to 350. It hit 351.50. Harder the pull, better the range. Then I said the stock would go to 360. Hit 360. Imagine buying the contracts this morning on the option side, and you wonder why these people are in our room. You want to see another one? I'm going to give you Team. Now, Team is a perfect example of an earnings play. You have to understand this trade, okay? Because if you don't, I'm going to give you two earnings play. All right, I'm going to give you this one to start with. Now, what is earnings? Earnings comes out every quarter, and they tell you, hey, we're going to make this much money the next quarter. We're anticipating this. They're basically telling you, so as an investor, do I stick with the stock? Do I sell the stock? What do I do with it? Okay. And then it tells an analyst what the stock is worth. So a stock comes out and starts at $8, but because they perform every quarter and they exceed expectation, now the stock gets upgrades. Now it becomes a $10 stock, a $20 stock, a $40 stock. These stocks all started at $5 or $10 or $20 based on what they were worth. Now, on the performance, they're based every quarter what they're producing. Now, if a stock like a Team or a Netflix, if Netflix gets hurt on what? Subscriptions. It can have the greatest earnings, but if they get hit on subscriptions and they have less subscribers coming in, they get hit. Stock will drop 20, 30 points, which you saw done. That's earnings. If you got a stock like Team and you slightly miss on guidance for the next quarter, the stock is going to come down because you're going to get hurt because you're not where you should be. An analyst comes out and says, we anticipate you making 100 million for the quarter. And then you come out going, well, we're actually going to make 84 million for the quarter. Okay, well, now you're going to get hit 10, 20, $25 on your stock. That's earnings. And they come out every quarter, every 3 months. So today, Team came out. Now, I love Team. I know how to play Team. I've been playing Team for 2 years. Okay, I understand this trade. So I come out, I'm looking at it, I saw it pull yesterday. And all I did was look at it and I saw it pulled at 100. I'm like, okay, I know how to play it. It was already on my list to play. Now, how do I educate a trader who's never traded before to make money on this trade? So what do I say? I say, listen, traders, I would buy a 101 long in pre-market. Just pick it up at 101. See all this? pick it up at 101. The stock is going to apply to 105 to 106 and stop. How do I know that? Because I'm AJ Trader. I'm one of the best fucking traders in the world. Okay? So, again, you can hate what you don't understand. That's fine. At the end of the day, I'm still going to roll right over you. I'm going to get what I want, and then I'm going to short the stock. When it hits 105 to 106, I want you to scale in short, and I want you to take it down to 101. Okay? So if you only have one trade to execute or one ticker to play, so you're telling me, AJ, right now, if I buy at 101, I'm going to make 4 points out of the gate. Yes. And if I short at 105 or 106, if it hits, I'm going to come back down to 101 and I'm going to make another 4 points. Correct? Yes. So you're telling me, with your expertise and your $6.75 I give you, that this stock is going to give me 8 points today if I follow what you said. Yes. Okay. Show me. All right. Ready? So, first all I have to do, I have to put it in writing so I can tell the trader what's going to happen. Team, I would like to see a pop it open to 105, 106, then look for a fade back to 101 and under. Didn't I just tell you that's what the stock's going to do? Could you imagine my mind in the morning versus yours? See, some of you in here and outside here will look at this and go, I can't wait to see if he's wrong. I can't wait to see if that's not going to work out so I can say it didn't work. You're so more focused on the anxiety of it probably won't work, okay? Where I'm focused on, this is what I see. I played this stock before. I like it. I'm going to go long 100 shares, make 400 bucks out of the gate. If I can short it, if TD has shares, Speed Trader has shares, Fidelity has shares, I'll short it. Now look at the call, right? Here we go. You're long here, 101 in Awesomecalls Trading. Ding, 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 ding. Hits 105.60. I said the stock would go to 105 to 106. Then I said the stock will come down to 101. Ding, 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 101. Now imagine buying contracts in the morning, 105, 106, when they were 101, or buying at 105, 106 and buy the 101 puts or the 100 puts. See, an option trader with me can have a field day in here. He can make so much money. He could triple his income just by playing the calls and puts. Now, other rooms, they're trading the same thing. The Apple, the AMD, Nevada, the same stupid shit day in and day out. They won't trade things like this. They won't. They will never give you the opportunity that this room will give you because all they know is simple stuff. They don't want to go outside. You know why a lot of rooms don't do that? Because a lot of rooms think that the trader is stupid. In here, I'm different. I feel like the trader is knowledgeable. He knows what he's doing. He wants to know what he's doing. So I treat them differently in here. I talk to them like a trader. I talk to them like they're on Wall Street. Where another room, they'll baby, no, 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 don't trade that. No, 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 no. You don't know that. No, no, no. Well, look at the pop and should it drop? No, 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 no. If you leave our room or I throw you out because you just don't get it, and you go in another room, he or she will never give you this trade. This is not what they're designed for. They don't trade earnings. And you can listen to them on some of their webinars, how they talk. They really have no clue where the stock's going or why. Now, this is just the second day of earnings season, and already we're nailing these calls. Could you imagine what I'm going to do for the next couple of months? So again, 105 to 106, 101. You want to see another one? Skechers. Now, Skechers was just, when you look at this call, I want you to recognize talent. I want you to say to yourself, wow, if this doesn't convince you to join our room, I don't know what will. I know Skechers. I've played Skechers for many, many years. I am so in tune with this stock. I know exactly how to play it on earnings. If they miss, I know how to bounce it. If they make it, I know how to short it. Do you want to see what I said today? Now, the stock missed on guidance. That's not good for Skechers. But what you don't know, and none of it will teach you, is Skechers will be bought back up because investors love the stock, and they have kind of a set stone price range, and that range is up between around $30 and $35. They like to keep it there. Citi loves it there. I know the analysts who analyze this stock, and they like to keep it between 30 and 35, even if they miss. You don't know that. Again, don't hate what you don't understand. Allow me to teach you so you can learn from this. Okay, so when I looked at this gap down and it was sitting pre-market at $29, you know what my call was? Do you know what I said? Go long at 30. If it breaks through 30.50, the stock will go to 32.50 and stop. That's what I said. And then you could short it or be done with it. That's what I said. And not only did I say it, I put it in writing. Skechers. This is gapping down 6. Long at 30, at 30.50. The stock will hit 32.50 and then top off. Okay? I did not say short the stock. Did you ever hear me say short the stock? Did you anybody in this room say short Skechers? No. You can't short Skechers. Because why? Because investors buy. They buy it up. Okay? When you understand the move before it happens, that's where you clicks. Now you're saying to yourself, God, if this did that, I could have bought 1,000 shares and made $2,200 today. Exactly. You want to see the trade? Skechers. Here's the 30. Pop through 30.50. Remember I said? Look how it played out. Now, I said the stock would hit 32.50 and stop. 32.50. Did I not earn your business? 32.50. And you wonder why we get 100 reviews a day. All right? I want to give you another one. One last one. ARGX. And none of you will trade this. And that's okay. That's just who you are. A lot of you won't trade. It's too thin. You kind of make excuses. You don't understand the trade. Okay. When I walk in and it's like ABMD to me. It's a trade you probably never trade. It's like MLM. It's like these weird trades that you never heard of. ARGX is gapping up for no reason. Just gapping up 7, 8 points. And I'm looking for news. I'm going through my scanners and I'm like, why is this thing even up? And once I determine there's no reason for it to be up, it's a short. The key to the short is telling you where it's going to stop and where to go long. So ARGX was gapping up. So I said, try to scale in short 122, 123, and take it down to 116 and under, bottom curl it, and go back to 120. That's what I said. This way, you can make 4 to 5 points to the downside. With 200 shares, you make 800, and you could pick up at 116. And in the room during the day, I'm giving you the entry. I long here. I would long here. I would long here. Long here. Long here. Long here. Get long here. It's going to go back up 3 to 4 points. Okay? So then I come over here, and I put it in writing. ARGX. Right there. There's no significant news. So I would short 122, 123, and take it to 116 and under. Bottom curl it and go long back to pre-market highs. You see how I wrote it? I gave you entry, exit, long entry, and the reason and where it's going. I spelled it out for you. All you have to do is come in as a trader, not only execute it, make your money, and then stare at the screen and then look at it and read the news again. I want you to understand why you traded it. Do I have a gift? Yeah, I do. I do. And it's only getting bigger and better. Okay? So you have to get used to trades like this and open your mind, not open up reasons why you can't take the trade. All right? So now let's look at the stock. Here's your short up here. Scale in. Any pop at the open, add to it. Take it down to, what did I say? 116. Here's 116. There you go. And under. hit 116, 115.60, bottom curl it, and it went right back up to $119.30. You see how fun this trade is? This is a fun trade. A lot of you will not trade it in other rooms, unfortunately. And one last one to keep an eye on. For you swing traders, I'm going to remember this one. Lumber liquidators, Whitney Telson is a known short seller. He hates lumber liquidators. He's been on this thing for years. This morning, at around $11.80, I was telling traders go long. I read that Whitney Tilson is telling his investors that invest with him, he's going to long lumber liquidators. So, and I bet he's going to play it into earnings. I think he probably sees something, and this stock should have a nice run in it. So he made it very clear. So it popped in pre-market, and then it pulled to 1180. I told everyone, look to go 1180, and if it dips to 1160 to add to your position and swing it. I do think the stock will end up around 13, 14. If earnings come and they blow it out, it'll be a $20 stock. So this is a nice option trade to go calls. This is for a freebie for all of you that aren't in our room yet. I'd be looking at 15 to 18 and look where the earnings are coming out, because that's going to be your key. And you can see right here the earnings are coming out April 30th. He knows something. He's done some work on it, and I think he sees a bigger move coming and a gap to fill. So don't be surprised come April 30th, you're looking at the stock and it's at $18, $19. He knows something. He doesn't come out with calls like that unless he knows something. So that's a freebie to you guys, okay? But I'm not going to do a chart because I'm going to wait for it to show itself. And if it hits 15, 16, you better bet your ass I'll be all over Twitter telling you how great I was for finding it for you. Okay? So that is today's webinar. I hope you enjoyed it. Tomorrow's Easter. I hope you have fun and enjoy and Easter Friday and just be with your family. I'm going to be spending about 4 or 5 hours doing work because it's what I do. I have to prepare the room. Earnings doesn't stop just because, it's Easter. Monday's going to be a huge day. And if you've got an idea what's coming to you in the next couple of months, your trading is going to change. You're going to change as a trader. You're going to become one of the most phenomenal people after this earnings season. You're going to be ready, and you're going to make a lot of money, and you should be excited. This is a great opportunity for day traders to really find who they are and fine-tune their skills. And you pros that are in here, hey, you're just going to make a fortune. That's all I can tell you. All right? So feel free to follow me on AJTrader7. You can click awesomecallstrading.com. You can check the pre-market notes. Click it there. If you want to listen to YouTube, we have a YouTube channel. And we also have a Discord room. It's a free chat room right here. And Discord right here. And 1120. We are going through a lot of people and just kind of ridding them. We want people to communicate in the room. We want the interaction between the traders that are talking to more people to talk. It's a great community. It's wonderful to listen. Once in a while, a troll will get in there because he's really people from other chat rooms or a mod from another room faking their name and want to talk shit because hey, it is what it is. They hate what they don't understand. Always remember that. If people hate on you, it's because they don't understand you. And that's it. Once you accept that, you kind of just like, oh, you just don't understand me. It's okay. It's okay. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Everyone has opinion. Okay? And that's it. So I want to thank you for joining. And again, my handle is AJTrader7. Feel free to make any comments. And I love it. All right. So take care and have a happy Easter.